Hey friends, I am really excited today because my wonderful, loving mother found this planter full of succulents. I mean, full of succulents on clearance at Sam's Club and bought it for me. And I am so excited because there are so many plants in here and so many mature plants and then lots and lots of little babies, little sprouts off of all of the plants. So there's a cactus in there. There's so many things in here. So I am going to make a video as I pull these out and separate them and find out what they are. So hopefully you'll stay with me and discover along with me. So I wasn't sure where to begin because they are so tightly packed, and usually I invert a planter to get the plants out, but I just know I'm going to damage these plants more than I want to by inverting it. So I started with just a spoon and I dug around the edge of a plant that I could kind of see space around. I dug and dug and dug around the edge until it was loose enough that I could grab it at the base and tug it and pull it out. So I got it, I think, with all of its roots. So that's the first one, and I'll start, I think the next one will be this one because it's big, and this one I think has a lot of separate stems and pieces, so I'm gonna leave that one for later. So I'm going to try to get this one out next, and we'll keep going from there. I was just about to start taking out the next plant when I noticed that this one has some leaves, some dead leaves at the base of it, and some that look a little damaged, possibly from overwatering or from not having proper drainage in the soil. There's also a little baby over there to take off and a couple more down here. So I'm going to remove these damaged leaves and separate the babies from it before I move on to the next plant and put them in something to keep their roots from drying out. To remove the damaged leaves, most of them will just come right off in my hand, but I just gently pull, just really gently, and wiggle them back and forth until they pop loose in my hand. So some of them will just come right off, but others need a little, like that one just pulled right out. But others need a little more pressure, but that wiggling side to side will ensure that you don't damage the stem, or at least it will make it less likely that you damage the stem. So here's one that will need more pressure because it is still really well attached to the stem. So I'm going to wiggle it back and forth, which is a little difficult to do one-handed, but until it just pops off. So this leaf might still root. Often when you lose leaves off of a succulent, they will take root if you just lay them on top of soil or put them in water. There are lots of different methods, but this one may not with the damage that it already has. I'm not sure, but I'll probably try it anyway. Next, I want to separate these little sprouts off of the main plant, and actually I started to remove the damaged leaves and this one just came off in my hand. So it was already ready to leave the main plant. And it doesn't have any roots of its own, it just has some dead leaves there at the base of the stem. But it will root if you put it in water or lay it on top of soil. There are various methods, like I said before, and we will try some in another video. If the little sprouts don't just come right off in your hand, you can remove the soil from around them. I'm trying to see where they attach to the main plant. And actually, I think I just felt this one detach because I pushed it to the side. Okay, there it is. So that one just came right off. It just popped right off. I just moved it side to side and it popped off of the main plant. Mission accomplished. We have disassembled this planter, taken out all of the plants, and let's see what we have. First is a cactus. This is the only true cactus in the planter, and it is called a fairy castle cactus. Next we have several echeverias. This one I believe is Echeveria elegans, and it already has a flower spike coming out of it. This is a mature plant ready to flower. Then I also have 1, 2, and 3 of these purple echeverias. They are called Echeveria Pearl von Nuremberg, and they are really pretty. And there are several offsets, little babies sprouting off of the bases of these echeverias. There's one more that I know for certain is an echeveria, and it's this one. I know it looks different from these rosettes, but this is an echeveria called Topsy-Turvy, and you can see it kind of curves around. The leaves almost look like they want to curve upside down. That one had a couple of offsets coming off of it as well. This little one is a succulent, even though it's hard to tell because it's so tiny. This is a crassula. No, I'm sorry, this isn't a crassula. This is a sedum, a tiny sedum called gold moss. And here we have a crassula plant. This crassula is called Springtime, and it has several little offsets coming off of it. It's well established, a good root system. This one's called Springtime, and this one is also a crassula, but it is not exactly the same variety. It's another variety of crassula that I'm not sure what it's called. Last, but certainly not least, we have this giant. It has several offsets coming off of the base of it on their own little stems, and that is why this one, I think this one is a Graptopetalum. Graptopetalum is a relative of the Echeveria species. It's in the same family, so which makes sense because they look a lot alike, but the leaves are significantly thicker and the offsets grow on separate stems that shoot out from the stem of the main plant, whereas the offsets of an Echeveria grow down on the side of the stem of the Echeveria, like this one. Here's one. So that's what I have. That's everything. It's quite a haul. These are a lot of plants to get all in one fell swoop. So I'm really excited to repot them and get them into their own little containers. I will show you some pictures after I'm finished.